Friendly debate with some good friends. Zach and I joining us. That's Charles Esser III. I'm Adam Deal. We welcome you back to uSports Central on this Wednesday. Gentlemen, here on 3 and Out, our next topic, it's the APS Metro Tournament, and let's go through the top half of the bracket. And all of the winners, look, it was obvious that Cleveland was going to storm, pun intended there, through the Highland Hornets. No problem at Valley High School. Cleveland gets it done 68-28, fellas. Though not really a surprise, but I guess maybe an upset. I don't know if it's an upset. Valley beats Volcano. What do you think? Valley beats Volcano, handles them. What do you think, Charles? I'll start with you first, and then I'll go with Zach because you were there. But we both picked Volcano.
Yeah, and I knew I should have picked Valley.
Oh yeah.
No, for some reason, and Coach Coleman he reminds me of the Murphy type. You can beat him once. And if he gets another crack at you, he's a great in-game type of coach. Preparation, he gets his guys pumped up. So knowing that they played a second time, I should have went with Valley, having a little bit more answers for what Volcano was going to do.
I was at that game last night, and the Browns, 0-2 at Valley High School last night. Lost to Cleveland, lost to Valley. Valley was the lower seed, had the home court advantage. Actually, the score was 48-38 at the end of that game. Some free throws there at the end of the game just added up against it. But Coach Coleman was able to make some adjustments last night when Ford, number 3 for the Vikings, just went crazy in the middle of the game. Went to go get some water. Coach Coleman said, "Hey, you can't get any water right now. I need to talk to you." And he just stormed off the court. So, I mean, he was able to put the pieces together. And remember, defending state champions, Coach Coleman knows what he's doing, 5-5 now. And that entire district is in the top 10. Yeah. From Albuquerque High at 1, West Mesa at 4, Trisco at 8, Rio Grande at 9. There you go, Rio Grande Ravens at 9.
That's a great point. Charles mentioned it yesterday. I'm sure Charles appreciates you saying what he already said. Did you watch uSports Central yesterday?
My man knows the stats. He knows the stats.
Okay, so the Valley Vikings win. They defeat Volcano Vista. They got a tough matchup that we'll go over. That's tonight. Cleveland High School destroyed them at Cleveland. Tough to play at Valley. Like you guys said, tough to play Coleman twice. Yes. So we'll see how that goes. Winner will go on to the semifinals, which we'll have live coverage for you on Friday. So moving on, Trisco Heritage easily handles the La Cueva Bears. I got this stat thrown at me. The closest game of any opponent from District 2 of 6A was 20 points, and this was it. District 2 of 6A is just getting smashed right now. Trisco Heritage is going to advance to the quarterfinals. Who are they going to play? They're going to play the West Mesa Mustangs, who smashed the Monsanto Monarchs. So there's a little District 1 6A preview for you. That quarterfinal going to be tonight.
That is, I'm going to call that the NFC South.
Yes, a losing record will probably get him into the playoffs.
I don't want to. Not trying to knock the kids, but this is a down year in a traditionally tough district. People aren't accustomed to seeing these guys at the bottom of the APS Metro, let alone us saying maybe one team is going to get in. The district champion obviously gets in. So there's a chance that one team from this mighty district is going to get in come tournament time.
What do you think of both of these accounts? That District 1 of 6A is going to meet up at Trisco versus West Mesa, and both that District 2 of 6A not so good?
Well, District 2 6A, I mean, I remember when they first made these new districts, I called it the Power District. I mean,
well,
it was unstoppable.
Yeah, right.
And now District 5 6A with Albuquerque High and Rio Grande, I always thought that was going to just be this district where they allowed someone to get in. NFC South was a perfect analogy. But, I mean, just this complete flip in the last 2-3 years.
Right.
I mean, I'm happy. I mean, my Ravens are in that district, so I mean.
Well, wait! Aren't you a Bear guy too? I mean, what are you playing?
I graduated from Rio Grande High School.
Why you gotta call them out?
It depends on who's having an up year. Don't show the score of the Rio Grande game right after.
He cheered for Cleveland and Rio Ranch.
He coached in Cleveland. I coached at Albuquerque High. There's a lot of things
that's how it goes.
Oh my goodness,
Charles, you need to learn how things go.
No,
okay.
you're trying to put my
Let's
man
move
under the
on
bus.
here to the other side of things, guys. The other side of the bracket, and from the bottom of the bracket, I called this the 10-7 upset. The Cibola Cougars get it done against the Rio Grande Ravens 61-51. Cibola, who are they going to play tonight? Well, it's no surprise. Albuquerque High School's going to play. Albuquerque High beat Del Norte. So Albuquerque High absolutely smashes Del Norte. Your Bulldogs still undefeated, Charles. And
that looks so nice. That's a nice looking score right there.
You're all about the blowouts.
I'm just saying it's a nice looking score. But tonight is a true test. Everyone's been waiting to see if these little pups are going to grow up. really come off the porch, become dogs now. So Cibola is a good test for these guys.
Look at these metaphors. This is ridiculous. We're going to have that game for you after this. 7:15 tip-off time. Albuquerque High School versus Cibola. To be honest, guys, I really don't see a problem here for the Bulldogs.
I don't know how you think that. What else? I just don't know how you. Anyway, let's move on with the score so we can, because I'm intrigued to see this Hope and Rio Rancho matchup.
Okay, so Hope Christian absolutely annihilates El Dorado. You see the final score 70-47. Hope Christian's going to move on to that quarterfinal game. Who are they going to play? It was close going into halftime, but the Rio Rancho Rams do eventually pull away from the Sandia Matadors and win it. So the Rio Rancho Rams and Coach Wally Salata get it done as they're going to meet Hope for the second time in less than a week.
Wow. Zach, I want to pick your brain on this because you've been around for a long time. Knowing that district, knowing the caliber of coaches in that district too, the Broussards, Castillo, Sanchez. You have some good coaches right there. You would have to think they're going to turn this thing around, right?
Well, I asked a few people exactly what they think is going on, and Al Sanchez, a perfect example. He's an assistant at La Cueva.
Long-time assistant.
He was an assistant at Sandia, and he was my principal at Rio Grande my freshman year. And I asked him what happened. I mean, what's going on here with these schools? And he said, you have to go back to 2008. And he got pretty technical. He said, I mean, think about it. The housing bubble collapsed in 2008. People didn't sell their houses in the Northeast Heights, and the populations of these schools went from an average of 3,200 to 2,600. So you're cutting the population by 600 on average around each school. La Cueva's drastically smaller than that.
Great answer. I've heard that before, but I like him doing his research because I've been here for that.
And the bubble popped, and now it's slowly building back up. So right now we're experiencing the lull from 08. But now that people are starting to move back into that area, I guarantee you that 2015, 2016, at least two of these teams will be dominant once again because they have turned around. Castillo,
I don't think
especially.
there's a question, especially La Cueva in the area that it's at. I don't think it's a question. These schools will be predominant again. But I do agree more of the powers come to the west side, and I think schools like Cleveland and Rio Rancho will always be a little bit different than APS, but I think Atrisco, because of how new it is and how attractive it is for up-and-coming students, in Volcano Vista, I really think that these schools have a chance to be a power.
Because I want to agree with you guys and to think that La Cueva, they'll come back to that dominance. I think they'll be good again. I think Sandia will be good again. El Dorado will be good again. But I agree with Adam saying the west side teams, that district will be the power district.
But you have to think the population up there keeps growing and growing, and they're just going to keep building more and more schools, and it's just going to get saturated. And Atrisco Heritage won't be the powerhouse anymore as soon as they build another school up in that area. Rio Rancho, Cleveland, they're going to build a third school, probably even a fourth in the next 5 years. Come on.
That's Zach and I.
Thanks, guys.
You can catch him on Friday night calling the first semifinal game at Volcano Vista High School in the APS Metro Tournament. Come on back. Timeout coming next. It's uSports Central.